Hey guys, I am Ibigandscary. I'm bringing you another StarCraft 2 replay. This time it's going to be Dizzbanger in our top left-hand side. This is game number 2 featuring Dizzbanger versus MangoSpandeX. This is once again from the terrible Tournament of Fun. This is actually round 2. I looked it up. See, game number 2 is whenever you actually learn from your opponent, you learn from your mistakes, and you kind of adjust your build order. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm adjusting my build order, and I'm actually going to open with some facts and some information. Dizzbanger actually won the previous matchup, and so MangoSpandeX won his previous matchup. But when I say matchup, I mean the best of 3 that got them here. So this is the second round of the winner's bracket. And unfortunately, Dizzbanger is down 1 game. MangoSpandeX taking the lead with a very aggressive 10 pool opening, and he kind of snuck in to the Forge Fast Expand wall that wasn't quite complete from Dizzbanger. However, Dizzbanger is not to be deterred. He is throwing down once again that pylon, throwing down once again the the structures necessary to wall off this natural expand that he really wants. Hopefully Dizzbanger can meet his stride and kind of take his economic advantage that he wants to by going for that risk, that Forge Fast Expand. And I think that Mango might be obliging him. He has not thrown down a pool just yet. He's cleared the 200 mineral mark, so I think he's actually going to be going for a hatch first build, poking in here with his drone, not seeing any gas at all, seeing that pylon on the low ground. It's pretty obvious what Dizzbanger is going to be doing, but really we don't know. These guys are wild cards. We have absolutely no idea what's going to be happening here. Actually, really nice awareness from MangoSpandeX. I don't know if you noticed it, but he had it queued up so his drone was going to come down here, which means he was going to take this long pathway all the way over until he could meet up with that marker and then go all the way back and then come back here. And MangoSpandeX had elected to attack this pylon. Rather, it was intentional or accidental. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm willing to give him the credit of not sending his drone on that weird pathway and sticking it around here just to see that forge was indeed the one going down first. Really like this play from Dizzbanger. Having his probe here makes it so that if MangoSpandeX allows to go for the hubris of taking that third without having a spawning pool down, Mango will be in for a world of trouble, because Dizzy will be able to throw down pylon and photon cannon, maybe cannon rush this third, forcing a cancel, making it so that Mango is a little bit more uncomfortable in the economic setup that is currently evolving before us. We do have that spawning pool is coming down though, so it doesn't look that Mango is going to be biting off more than he can chew, and it looks like Dizzy is actually succeeding in getting off that wall off complete. Remember, it was a 10 pool last time, so Mango's Zerglings had already arrived at this point, but Dizzbanger is showing us that he can indeed build a wall worthy of Jericho. So it's actually very nice to see that he's going to succeed in getting this all up. His Nexus is going to be finishing without any form of pressure coming out from MangoSpandeX just yet. Spawning pool is going to be finishing at pretty much the exact same time as the hatchery, which is actually a hallmark of a really good Zerg opening, making it so that both of them finish pretty much right on top of each other, have plenty of minerals so that you can mass produce those queens, get 2 of them going one at a time, making it so that your larva injects kind of pound on top of each other, making it so those macro mechanics are a little bit easier than what you would expect, because obviously larva inject is probably one of the hardest macro mechanics that any of the races have, in my humble opinion. Surprisingly, we only have the 1 gas being tapped right now for Spandex. He's only just now saturating it, and I say surprisingly because usually whenever you go for a gasless opening like that, you expect to see a third, but I'm really nitpicking at this point. Obviously, I am thrilled to see a complete wall from Dizzbanger. He has a little bit of a gap here, but he's chrono boosting out that Zealot. We'll be able to shore up that small little hole, hopefully have that guy on hold positioning, and really just make it so that his base is very well secured right now. Yeah, there he goes. Very nice opening from Dizzbanger. I expect to see his tech structures start to go down. Nothing being produced from MangoSpandeX. There goes 4 drones right now. Very nice, very good. I would love to see another queen being produced so he can actually start up on that creep spread. We can see him pooping out that creep tumor, but on a map more than a lot of other ones, you need good creep spread, because your third is either incredibly close, but you take a long time to take down those destructible debris, and even then it's a bit of a pain to defend, or you go way far away by ground and you need that great creep spread out to here to make it so that if some sort of run by comes in here, if your opponent manages to sneak in a pylon here or up here, then you can reinforce quickly to your third, and that extra queen is a paramount importance. And we can see that Mango is actually electing to construct it right now. Very, very nicely done. Roach Warren also coming out. Still no Baneling Nest, but he's just now starting on that metabolic boost. So really, you can't have everything in the world. Again, I am nitpicking. I'm enamored with this Zealot. It's absolutely fantastic positioning. Really nice wall off. I like it a lot. It's very professional. Very well done. Another assimilator going down, but what is he going to be sending all this gas on? It looks like we have a Stargate being queued up right now on that pylon. Double gateways also being produced for Dizzy, so he is really hitting his stride. Switch over to the economic tab, 32 over 34 right now. Mango still on 2 bases, which tells me he needs to be aggressive. He's getting out that lair tech. Remember, he's already got those roaches, that roach tech, but he hasn't produced any roaches right now. So does this lair tech mean he's going to be working on some form of speed for his roaches? Maybe those tunneling claws, though. That would be neat. That'd be really neat. Unfortunately, with the photon cannon supporting this front door here, make it so that the tunneling claw is really not as powerful as just straight up and down roaches going for some sort of a Baneling bust all in. And as we proceed further and further into this game at the 8-minute mark, and we still don't see a third from Mango, he's quickly going to be finding himself out-teched by Dizzbanger. And unfortunately, even though speed's just now finishing and we see 3 roaches being produced right now, I don't know if a roach Zergling all in is going to be enough to crush this robust wall. However, we don't see a lot of units being produced here by Dizzbanger. He does have a Phoenix on the production tab right now. Does he have another one out on the field? Nope, just the mothership core. But Warp Tech is now done. We have another, robotics facility also being added on for Dizzy. Oh no, Spire being produced. What? How many? That's a comical number of structures. That is absolutely fantastic. Spire, double Evo chambers, as well as an infestor pit for Hive, just for good measure. I really hope we see Broodlords. That would be phenomenal. Third base also being taken. Roaches on their way for those rocks. And like I said, I mean, you can elect to take down this destructible debris, making it so that your thirds minorly more exposed. Just, something could run in here while these rocks are being taken care of, whatever. But it's so much closer, it's so much more convenient, especially if you have the queen in your main base pooping out the creep tumors, and then you just kind of jump over this edge right here and have your creep kind of shortcut itself into your third. Absolutely fantastic. I like this play from Mango. I don't 100% agree with waiting so long to get that third, but you can't have everything in this world, and I'm very, very satisfied with both of their openings right now. 2 Phoenixes coming out, not a lot to do, a ridiculous amount of damage, especially with double spore crawlers right now. How did he know to produce those spore crawlers? He has no idea of what's going on inside, and he just doubles up with the spore crawlers. Totally the right play. I love it so very much. Oh, this Phoenix is taking a lot of damage. Oh wow, the backwards pickup from a Phoenix, super cool. I don't know if that secondary lift is going to be enough to actually take down that queen, though. However, Dizzbanger doing a great job keeping them alive. Is supply blocked like no one else's business, though. Both players, 68 over 70. Oh my goodness, no pylon on the production tab either. So even though that robotics facility support bay is finishing up, there goes the 2 pylons. He will be able to start producing those immortals, and probably has a Colossus queued up on that, even though we can't see that in the UI that I have selected, just because it looks very pretty. I'm all about form over function, guys. I am as opposite from the Germans as possible, in a good way. No, not in a bad way. Whatever. You know what I mean. Hive on the production tab too, a lot of Corruptors, which you know what Corruptors do? They become Broodlords. I pray that we get Broodlords. That would be so incredible. Oh man, another queen popping out. All these Phoenixes are in a lot of trouble. Look at that red. Oh, one goes down. Nice snipe from Mango. Moving in on the left side with so many of these queens. And with that many queens, we can see that his creep spread is absolutely exploding across the map. And this is going to work so well for him because he's got those slow and ponderous roaches out on the field, allowing him to quickly defend all the different reaches of his empire. I would love to see him to take a 4th. He proved that in the previous game that he really was okay with taking a lot of different expansions and realizing when he was ahead. However, the first game he was very, very aggressive. In this game, he's really not being very aggressive at all. However, Dizzy is producing a big opening for him. There's really no form of anti-air. He has 2 Phoenixes and 1 Phoenix and 2 Sentries that can shoot up, and that is it. He is in for a world of hurt. Thank you. 2 Phoenixes. Awesome. 2 Phoenixes, 2 Sentries that can shoot up, and that is it. Not a lot you can do against 7 Corruptors that are now currently out on the field. So I would love to see some more Stalkers thrown into the mix. Void Rays are a absolutely powerhouse unit against these corruptors. And I know they're seen as a cheap unit, but they exist for a reason. It's because the anti-air for Protoss is very much lacking whenever you're dealing with armored aerial units in the form of these corruptors, and Void Rays are just a ridiculously powerful unit against them. Absolutely fantastic, and you need to be able to defend them as the Colossus production is currently kicking into gear for Dizzbanger, and he will be able to raffle stomp anything or choke slam anything that Mango throws at him, with the exception of these corruptors. So I believe that the ground battle is going to be a wash for Mango, and he's going to lose his corruptors and his mothership core and his phoenixes very, very quickly. That being said, both players' banks are absolutely ridiculously high, comically high. Dizzbanger is still incredibly supply blocked with 3 pylons on the way, though, doubling up on the the Colossus count. He's going to be able to blow through his bank very, very quickly, get out a lot of those very expensive units. However, the supply block is just crushing him. He's really far behind on the sheer volume of units that he needs to not only support his Colossus, but also protect them. The Void Ray production is now starting. Fantastic. I love it. I love it. So Dizzbanger just needs these corruptors to stay at home for 3 or 4 more Void Rays, and then once they are on the field, supply exclusively with stalkers, and then hopefully he can take care of these corruptors and keep his Colossus alive long enough to absolutely melt away all of these roaches and zerglings. He's got 2 immortals out on the field, I believe. Yeah, doubling up on the immortals, and they will be absolutely crucial in holding off any of those roaches. Remember, stalkers actually do extra damage against armored units, which is surprising because they do so terrible against roaches, but it's in reality because they're Broodlords. Awesome. Yes, 6 Broodlords being produced right now. Oh man, only 1 corruptor remaining alive behind. This is phenomenal. This makes my night. I am so happy right now. Another corruptor being produced. We're still on just 3 bases, but we are at Hive, Greater Spire. Look at this. This is a sexy Zerg base, man. I like that a lot. That is great. Back at home, we can see that the Colossus and the Immortal, which is kind of forming a mother hen kind of shape. Oh, but what's being produced here? Blink. Wow, that's an awesome play. Blink. He'll be able to get right underneath these Broodlords, shell out a lot of extra damage from his stalkers. However, he needs to be very defensive with those stalkers until he takes out the Zerglings. A handful of volleys from the Colossus will really clean up these Zerglings, making it so that there is enough room for those stalkers to get underneath these Broodlords and start shelling out damage. If he's too aggressive with the blink, can really bite him in the butt. He'll lose all of his anti-air in one fell swoop, and that's going to be all she wrote. However, he's produced 1 Void Ray at least. Yeah, he had 1. The Stargate unfortunately remains silent. That 1 Void Ray is really going to be paying for itself because he only has to deal with a single corruptor right now. Now, there were many more on the production tab. We have 9 more going to be popping out, but they will not be accompanying this fleet of Zerg units in this initial strike. Oh no, actually they have popped out. Will MangoSpandeX have enough presence of mind to actually hold off the push? It looks like he will. He's going to be waiting for that very, very important and durable anti-air force from these corruptors. Now MangoSpandeX is sitting on a royal flush, man. He's got 196 over 150 supply, but that doesn't really reflect the sheer superiority in tech that he's currently has over Dizzbanger. However, Dizzy's got the defender's advantage. He's got a nice pre-made wall, as well as a lot of those Colossus just absolutely shredding all of those Zerglings. They die almost instantly. Man, 2 of the Colossus go down in the initial volleys from those corruptors. A 3rd one falls. Now the single Void Ray is left. Succeeds in taking down a single one of those corruptors, but unfortunately the sheer volume of corruptors makes it so there's really not a lot that Dizzy can do. Now, Blink is done. It is totally done, but so are all the stalkers. They are done because those Broodlords really just do so much damage. Dizzbanger desperately remacroing, reproducing all those stalkers back at home. There goes the blink forward, trying to target down the Broodlords. However, just the sheer volume of Broodlords and the small number of stalkers is not enough to actually equalize this. And unfortunately, like I said, it went like a landslide to Mango. He totally had a royal flush, and now Mango is he's free to 1A into any aspect of the base for Dizzbanger. Dizzbanger desperately producing 4 more gateways back at home, producing a lot of High Templars. He makes those into Archons and he gets them underneath. The splash damage will really make it so that he can actually start doing some significant damage to the bundled up units of joy that Mango actually has. But at 196 over 53 supply, all of the workers just getting incinerated by so many of these Broodmans. Oh man, there's really not a lot that Dizzy can do. Unfortunately for Dizzy, he's going to be knocked down to the losers bracket. Hey, but that's just the losers bracket. I mean, you're not done with the tournament yet. Still more to come from Dizzbanger, and I cannot wait to see MangoSpandeX again, because that is just hot. I mean, I gotta tell you that there's nothing that I like better than MangoSpandeX. Oh man, I have to assume that Dizzy's gonna have to tap out any second now. Unfortunately for him, he has a ridiculous amount of bank, just not enough of the yeah. For the UK. I guess Dizzbanger is from the United Kingdom. That's great, man. Good for Dizzy to be, you know, just patriotic in the face of defeat. And please believe me that he is definitely defeated. There goes Dizzbanger tapping out. MangoSpandeX, you know, just gracefully coasting into victory. Remember, he did succeed in taking his 4th during that aggression. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Hats off to Dizzy for learning and you know, constructing that wall off. I have no doubt that in the first game he was going to construct that wall off, but unfortunately for him, Mango with his hyper aggression got in there with that 10 pool and made it so that Dizzy really couldn't hit his stride. But once he hit his stride, I mean, Dizzy definitely had a good economy. He had a really nice unit production line. He had a lot of gateways. He had 2 Colossus at a time and had them very well positioned at that main ramp. Unfortunately for him, Mango just had the aerial battle, had all those Corruptors, had those Broodlords, and then just succeeded in taking and holding the air. And with that, with those Broodlords shelling down so much damage, only a handful of roaches survived in the long run, but these Broodlords definitely did the majority of the work. Hey, that's it for me. There's a lot of these games being posted to Cast It, and I am only taking maybe 1 out of 4. So if you want to watch other casters, feel free to stop by Cast It, which is a subreddit on Reddit. It's just cast and then IT tacked onto the end, just one word. And you meet some absolutely fantastic people far more talented than me, but no one is handsome, and you'll never know that because I don't have a working webcam. I do, I just don't want to show it to you. I'm currently like totally naked. Yeah, and you know what else is naked is my affection for you guys because you watch my replay. It's a rough transition, fellas. Thank you for watching. If you have a game you want me to cast, you could PM me here or on Reddit. One way or another, I will see you guys later. I am Big and Scary.